Hi, my name is Stova, and I'm here to throw more light on this topic about depression, especially in the midst of teenagers and our own times right now. So I'm here to help relay relatable discussions about the whole topic.
My name is Tekena, and I believe that the amount of depressed teenagers, depressed homes has been rising at an alarming rate, and it's something that we need to talk about.
Hi, my name is Dominion Echo, and it's quite a lot. Like there are a lot of teenagers out there, and also young adults. We're not going to um, exclude them. A lot of young adults that are also like battling depression right now. I battled depression when I was a little younger, and I was able to come out of it by God's grace. And a lot of us don't even actually have the courage to talk about it, not just to our parents, even to a few friends and all. But we are here to talk about it.
What is something you're going through that you feel nobody around you truly understands?
For me, I would say like university. Yeah, like when lecturers are like they're just annoying when they demand for payments, when they stress us students. I feel like no one can really get it, especially my parents, because they're like this type of people that they don't really believe in sorting. They don't believe in payments for results and everything. So when I try to explain to them, they feel like it's unnecessary and I'm not just putting my best in. So I feel like they won't understand that part of my life.
Yeah. For me, I think it's the pressure of having to make money. Yes, and a lot of people like, especially men, they feel like girls have it easy. We women have it easy, but it's not like as easy as they think. Especially when you've tried a lot as a lady to make money. I know the usual job now that a lot of girls do, look up and all of that, and you don't want to do that. So it's not as easy as they think. So the unending pressure, especially from your parents, to make money. You see them being like, oh, your mates are making money, your mates have companies, they've built houses and everything, and here you are. You understand that kind of thing. So like that pressure is just something I feel like they are never going to understand at this point. And they feel like since we have social media and all of that, it's going to be easier for our generation, but it's not. It's really not. Yeah.
Okay, being in creative space, rather breaking into the creative space at this age, this day and age, it's kind of hard, and trying to explain that to other people and like being in this country specifically in that particular space is quite hard because you don't want to necessarily fall into the get into the pitfalls that other people in those spaces have gotten into, whether it's stagnation or being in your quote unquote comfort zone. So when you try to release that isolation to other people, a lot of people tell you, oh, you're just being, I mean, like they feel like you're being too, what's the word,
Simple minded.
not necessarily simple minded. That's the thing. They feel like you're doing too much when you ask for excellence in doing certain things. So it's like isolating. And then for me, it's like, okay, I didn't necessarily grow up. I was very, I don't know, let's say protected at home. My parents were very intentional about my upbringing. So there are certain things that other people do or other people are exposed to, or rather not exposed to that I am. So when I get into those spaces, it's a case of okay, I have to I have to come down to their level to this thing, and then you never really get to break free, which is very isolating. Because some people say, "Oh, I'm whitewashed." Whitewashed, just
Yeah.
I don't know. I know. I'm just not like you, not in a bad way.
What made you depressed more, family or friends, and why?
I won't necessarily call it depression. I won't necessarily call it depression because of not every level of sadness should be tagged as depression. Maybe it's just like misunderstanding, or I felt misunderstood. I didn't feel like I was heard. And I would say it's my family because as much as I do love them, I appreciate them and everything. I just wish that they don't always force their values and beliefs on you. Because I, as a growing teenager, I also have my morals and principles that I developed throughout the years. And maybe at a point, yes, it might clash with them. And I understand that they actually have more experience than I do, and I'm still learning. I also try my best to understand it from their past. But the sense that every parent think that they are right isn't isn't what us me rather I need. Because I want someone to listen to me. I want someone to understand the type of person that I am. If you just enter and be like, no, you're wrong or I'm right, I will be angry because the nothing will be entering, it will be entering and coming out of here.
Yeah.
In that sense, I feel like it will be more of my family, my parents in that sense, because I'm not someone that relay my emotions to my friends. I don't. It's only selected few, but my family is someone. It's that my family are the people that I want to entrust my emotions with, and if they can't do that, then yes, I will feel misunderstood and I'll feel sad.
And it can get hard sometimes because you know that I understand the part that not every sadness can be tagged as depression. You understand? Like for me now, it's my I feel like I can call mine depression at that stage. There's a particular stage of my life where I was so deep down, like so sad to the point that I actually cut myself, like you understand, to feel pain physically, like to feel that pain physically to help reduce the
Really?
pain I felt inside, you understand? And it came mostly from my past, like you understand, because of how families are. My mom was a single mother and she being the golden child of like my maternal family, it made me look like
You
it gave
brought her
this
down.
yes exactly gave that image that I was like a mistake and I was like a bad omen in her life, you understand? So basically I grew up in such a toxic environment where I was receiving all words from here and here, like I felt I wasn't.
They place their expectations on you.
Yes, exactly. So it was just, and then even when I even met their expectations, they were never still okay. They were
Satisfied.
never satisfied.
Mm.
Understand? So it gave me this sense that oh, everybody hated me. Then I felt so isolated, and yeah, it's very very stressful and depressing, honestly speaking. Yeah.
Okay, I can't say any source of depression I've had comes from either of those um either of those areas. I mean my family is quite okay. I'm grateful to like I'm grateful to have the kind of family I have. They're
Yeah.
quite supportive. Anything I say I want to do, they try to push me in that direction, push me as much as possible. In the terms of friends, try not to let some of the things they say get to me, especially. But then again, I try to align myself with like-minded people. So I can't say I have had any certain depression from either of those places.
Do you feel like you are allowed to be sad in your family or you are always expected to be strong?
No, we are not allowed to be sad in our family
So
because it always feels like okay, you don't have the right to be sad or tired. You're like, oh, I'm tired. What have you done in your life? What have you achieved? What have you even done? You haven't started like those kind of answers. So I guess it's like you have to maintain a certain composure around them just to avoid certain talk. So it tends to you are forcing the isolation on yourself. You have to get control of whatever is
It's a mixture of both. We're expected to be strong, but we're not allowed to be sad.
exactly.
Yes.
I'm always expected to be strong. I'm never
As the
expected
as
to be
the as the first daughter and as the first child, there's no way I can cry.
At
My
all.
mother will slap me.
at all. She usually says it's a sign of weakness.
Yes, and we are strong, and we're meant to be strong as women.
Yeah.
And she'll not give up all this. So what if now you can't give birth? Exactly. So
Exactly. Yeah.
When you are alone at night, what is the thought that hurts you the most?
It's,
I won't say I'm hurt by thoughts, rather, I'm just overwhelmed by the amount of things and responsibilities I have to face.
exactly.
Yeah. In the
Just-
nights, when everything has died down, the adrenaline of the day, it's just when everything just starts sinking in. The responsibilities, like right now, I have projects, I have exams, I still have school. I don't know how my results is looking like because my school is mad. So there's just a lot of things, a lot of pressure. Like you said earlier, the money, the making of money,
Yeah.
to build a life for myself because I don't want to be in this situation where I am. I want to get my family out of the situation too. So the whole pressure and everything. Yeah, that'll be about to say. It's not one thought, it's rather a train of thoughts.
Yes.
Do you think you would love to raise your child the same way you were raised?
Hell no.
I mean, for the most part, on my own end, yes,
No. Okay, see.
I'm fine with all my parents.
The way my dad raised me, I would love to raise my child that way. My dad is my best friend, my first everything. He's someone I looked up to. My dad's the reason why I have this broad mentality, like this sense of responsibility. Of course, my mom was there, but she had university back then, so it was always my dad, and he trained me up. He never, like, you know how parents are now with cartoons and all, it's to bring down your IQ or whatever. My dad made cartoons blissful for me. I learned a lot of things, even till dates. When I still write exams, some things that I watched back then still comes up. Like, I'm really grateful for that. So my childhood, man, they would really watch cartoon, but at the same time, there are some aspects obviously that I would not want. As much as my mom really put in morals that I follow right now, and I'm still grateful for her, I will never want to. I will never want my child to feel misunderstood or have a reason to hide their emotions from me, being scared of the way I'll react. You understand? So,
I would not raise my kid the way I was raised. No way. Everything will be entirely different. Everything. Because growing up, I was never at, should I say I was never at home? From school to my mom's workplace, from workplace to the house, always. Then when I eventually got the time to stay like alone and not go to her office after school, I was always still at home. People were always monitoring me to tell my parents that, oh, this was where she went to, this was where, you understand? And then if I had any interaction with a male, it's like a big problem. You understand? I never got that opportunity to say, oh, I wanted to sit down and talk to my mom without having to be like judged. I was judged. What else? Like very judged. Anytime I'm telling her anything, I'm always like, nah. So
but you know that we're not practically going to be like perfect parents. I mean, it's going to sit in,
true, but
we're
it's not
gonna,
going to be that way.
yeah,
Exactly.
we're gonna try.
Yeah.
This question is depending on your gender. For the girls, it depends on your mom, and for the guy, it depends on your father. Have you ever wanted to talk to your parents but felt like they won't understand? Have you ever wanted to talk to your dad but you felt like he wouldn't understand? Or talk to your mom but you felt like she wouldn't understand?
I will.
Of course.
I don't think
Yes.
I thought that.
Yes. I know.
Well, I have. And yeah, like my mom, you know how, like, we always, like, a, it's like a general knowledge at this point.
Yeah.
Moms are closer to their sons.
Sons, yeah.
And dads are closer to their
Yeah,
daughters.
yeah.
I'm not saying that at this point in my life, I'm quite chill with my mom, like
Yeah.
we gist and everything, but I don't think she would understand me in that aspect. I feel like because of how I'm going and because of how the world is, she's always thinking about the worst case scenario. Like when I'm like, Mom, there's this guy that took my number. I need your advice. My dad being him, he's going to like just smile and be like, "Hey, yeah, yeah, show me picture first." My mother would be like, "Toba, where were you? What time was it? Have you started sleeping with him?
Who is he?
Who is he? What's his name? Where is he from? Does he go
What's
to
he
church?"
doing?
I just wish that she doesn't doubt me. I wish she can be more trustful of me.
Yeah.
And really know that she raised a good child. Like I know that I get that some kids get wayward, and to be honest, since I entered university, I've seen life.
Yeah.
But I'm grateful for how I've been trained. Although sometimes you're like, "Mommy, wait first." She's like, don't wait me. Don't wait me. All the times where like I've not seen my period. Obviously I'm scared because I've never been late before.
Yeah.
Bless your soul, don't worry. I've never been late before.
Yeah.
So like I'll come to her and be like, "Mommy, something is up," or she'd be like, "Are you pregnant?" How now?
That's the first
And
question
how
they always ask you.
That's how now. So
Yeah.
like yeah, for me, my mom, it's kind of she doesn't really understand me.
In my case, I would say on both sides, I've been pretty open with them, whether it was from puberty to relationship. Even though I've not necessarily been in a relationship before, I've been getting, pointers from them, and then I've seen the way they are as a married couple.
Yeah.
I'm married for quite a long time now, so it's been easy, and they've made it easy for us to come to, me and my siblings, to come to them with certain things and not make us feel condemned. Yeah, there might be some things that I'm still iffy, like if I tell them, how would they react? But for the most part, I'm sure that whatever happens, no matter how bad things are, I can still run back to them. No matter, like, especially even my dad, both ends, but my dad specifically, I know anything that happens, I can run back to him. No, he won't make me feel guilty. He might scold me, yeah, but it comes from a place of love, and it's not to the point where it makes me want to be better. Necessary. That's what I'm trying to say. So, I'm grateful to them for that. That aspect. That aspect.
There are a lot of things I cannot talk to my mom about. And even if I do, there are times I've done, I never had the end of it. She always reminds me of it. Any little argument or any little problem,
When they use it
that
against
they'll
you.
just use it against me. My ears will not rest, so I just can't open up to them at all.
It's not like we're necessarily afraid of the scolding. It's just
just that whole comparison, condemnation, judgment, and everything. Is we sometimes I even want that scolding, but the thing I'm just afraid of is just that whole condemnation and everything.
What is that thing your parents have said to you that you still think about?
Does this have to be a hurtful thing?
oh, I have a lot of this.
Oh, I think the only thing I can say was when my mom told me she was disappointed. I mean, other times it was like, oh yeah, we'll get over it. But in this particular scenario, I was like, nah, I really hurt my mom and everything. Because of the way she said it, I was disappointed. I mean, I wanted to, from that, I made sure for that thing never to happen again. So, yes, but it wasn't necessarily a
That's
thing.
cool. Or it's more like
It hurt me that I hurt her, that kind of thing.
Mine is two. I have two things, and although I shouldn't be thinking of it at this point because she no longer says it. You understand? But when she used to, like, it really hurt, especially as I was a kid growing up, 13, 14 at that time, it's really etched on my mind. She'll be like, if I hadn't given birth to you, I know the place I would have been in life by now. Or she'll be like, if you die at this moment, I will not cry, yo. I will move on my life. I'll probably go and get another kid that will replace you. So sometimes she said it jokingly, but it was, to me, it just created like something in my head, and it just stuck.
Well, for me, to be honest, my parents didn't necessarily say any hurtful stuff.
Yeah.
It was rather like let's say something that happened. So my mom accused me of stealing like a while back.
Yeah.
Something had gotten missing in the house, and I was the only one that remembered how it looked like. So I was like, "Oh, sure, let me help you," and stuff like that. and she was just like started shouting at me, saying that I know that you took it. I was in boarding school, so like I know that you took it to boarding school and sold it. Me, as this chronic kid that I am, 12 years old, how do I want to do that? So yeah, that day it just the whole thing just stuck. Like so, my mom doesn't trust me to that point, and she calls me a flake. You know how kind of thing. But we've actually talked about it. Although years later, she didn't remember it. I was denying the whole stuff.
Yeah, you
But
I remember
exactly remember it.
never
But
remember those
we
things.
thank God. We
Yeah.
thank God. Yeah.
Do you feel your parents are raising you based on what is best for you or based on the way they were raised?
Based on what's best for me, from what I've seen so far, from what they've told me, from what I know of them, they are doing based on what's best. Like I said, they've been supportive of my choice, my career choice so far, and despite the fact that it's not a very it was never very conventional. They've never, I mean, yeah, early on they discouraged me because not necessarily because they 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 hated it or anything, but because they were genuinely worried about me. Like, okay, if I do choose going that path, what happens later on? How will I sustain myself as an adult in that career path? But now they've opened their mind up to it, so they've seen the many possibilities. These days, they are the ones, everyone's telling me, why don't you try this? Why don't you try this? The job I currently have, I got because of them, and because they know the direction I'm taking or the direction that I am meant to go. So they've pushed me in that general direction, and they've done everything in their power to see that I am able to achieve do the things I need to do, achieve the things I need to achieve, take the necessary steps I need to take. So it's been awesome.
I
So far.
actually agree on that. They do it because of they know what's best or because of they think they know what's best. Because of I know my parents' background and in what they've told me, they've never raised me the way they were raised. They are caring, they are always there. They didn't have both parents in the house, but they are willing to work to protect I and my siblings' mental state to be together and still like direct us and help us, advise us according to how we're going. So I would say what's best for us.
If you could change one thing about the way your family treats your emotion, what would it be?
Stop criticizing and judging me. Just stop criticizing and judging me. If you just stop, and I think I think everything will be fine.
If I should change, there's a lot actually. But the main thing I would love to change is the academical standards in my family. To be honest, from birth, I've been raised to be like, you must be the top student, those kind of things. If you
Yeah,
don't, they'll discriminate you. They'll be like, oh, you're just dumb. It's like a hierarchy or something.
yeah.
I really, if I could try it, I would really not want that in my family because of growing up, I found out that like us teenagers now, we have different talents that doesn't just reside in academic.
Yeah.
Like for example, now I'm torn that if I love something, I would go for it. But you see something like math or so on, it's not my strong suit. Of
At all.
I'm learning cybersecurity now, and by God's grace, it's been wonderful for me. It's lovely. I studied on my own. Nobody will tell me to pick a book. I study, I research. Those are, and I feel like that's where I reside in. Like, I love electronics. I love everything dealing with computers. But I'm not gonna write my CSC exam, and my mother will see one score like that and be like, "You said that. Why would you be like this? That and we don't know you have to be best." I understand that they're doing it for like our own, but they shouldn't put that pressure on me because if God has it now, I can literally just like be successful in what I love and my passion, and hopefully make them proud too. So if I should change something, is that academical pressure?
What is one thing you wish you heard from your parents more often?
I'm proud of you. Yeah,
Okay, so that's it.
I always, I always want I always want to be appreciated. for the effort I put in. I want them to always say they are proud of me. I want them to assure me that whatever I'm doing, I'm not making a mistake. Because even at the time of my in my life, I want to do something, but I'm afraid that I might just disappoint them or end up not doing it. So that level of encouragement they give me that assurance that I can actually do it. Because I can't just go up to a friend and hope for. My parents are like my foundation. So even if I'm working for myself, after me is them. My parents, God, my parents. But like they've just been my pillar. So once they just say that I'm proud of you, it gives me this upliftment I need. I feel very happy that I can actually do this. And because if there's even this time where I was going to write the scholarship exam and my mom just said she believed in me. I was freaking scared and I had not studied. I just finished watching SpongeBob and she called me to carry write the exam. And she just said, I believe in you. And for some weird reason, I just felt this adrenaline, this hope that I can actually do it. And I wrote the exam, and eventually I got the scholarship. And she was proud, and she was happy, and I was happy in myself. And during those times I was in secondary school, still under the scholarship, she just kept saying it, and that's what pushed me to still keep it till I graduated. So yeah, that's I'm proud of you.
I don't think I have anything necessary, but I always hear something this. I'm proud of you, I'm proud of you. And it was like they're always telling me like, okay, I've not been the best child, I'm not even going to lie. When it comes to academics, I hated school. I hated school, secondary school, primary school, I hated school. My parents know that I hated school. So coming back with like video, and it's not like necessarily because I was bad at school. I was good. But I didn't want to put any effort because I hated being in a classroom generally. I didn't like learning that way. So when I would come home with bad results, they never put me down because of it. They never, oh, you're useless. They never
What's
did
he doing?
that.
What's he
She
doing?
never did that, never kicked me down ever. Even when I know, okay, we did JUPEP, it's JUPEP that brought us, made our cross pass. I mean, our pass cross. So I didn't complain. It's just, okay, I didn't fail. I didn't fail. My sister did. She was crying that day. And my parents they didn't beat her, they didn't shout at her. They just made her feel assured, like, you did your best. This is not your fault. These are things that were out of your control happened. And then and then me, in my own case, they were like, okay, I didn't get into school, and I was like really down because of it. I didn't get into school. For I was just at home for a while. She knows I was at home for a while. When she was getting into school, everyone was like, oh, I've gotten into school and everything and everything and everything. My parents were doing, they didn't say, oh, see, what are you doing at home? Like, find something. They find something for me to do. Like,
Happy home. Very happy home. What a happy home.
they're like, oh, and then I decided, oh, this is what I want to do. And they were like, oh, that's good. Get like this thing. They were looking for funds, but anyway, I got the funds to do this thing. And I was like, okay, I don't want to do this thing again. I mean, this thing felt things pan out. And like, oh, don't worry, no problem. Don't worry, you get to school, you get to school. They brought out this, they now gave me, okay, I attend school online. So they were like, and they're the ones that I didn't want to go to the online school, because I liked physical, I wanted to go to a physical university.
Yeah.
And then they brought this online school, I was dragging this thing, and then they were like, just do it, and then they pushed me in that direction. Now that's what I'm doing, and that's the part I'm on. I decided, okay, this is what I want to do. I want to do this thing. And then since I wanted to do that thing, they were like, oh, they got me a system for that thing. And then they were like, don't worry, they've been making plans for me to really push me in that direction, since they know that this is what they are sure that they know that I am sure that that's what I want to do. And it's just like I couldn't ask for more. They've done so much. I like at this point, if I fail, I'm going to let them. And exactly. I know that they won't kick me down if I go to play. I know I can't feel, but like
You have no reason to.
I have no reason to. I have no excuse. I have no excuse.
So happy.
So happy.
For me, I'll say is I just want them to say I just want them to say, I trust you. You understand? I trust you. I trust you can do this thing. You understand? Like, you just let me do something first on my own. You understand? Let's leave the whole criticism aside for now, but like, let me do it on my own first. You understand? And if I fail, fine. It's an experience. Failure is not like it's just an experience. Let me fail sometimes. It's you understand? And then there are certain times that if I want to get into something, the only thing that they will always say is it will fail. What if they scam me? What if it's not true? What if it's like let's try to be positive? Like, it's not like I've not thought about that direction, but what I kept like trying to go in is because I have this little hope in my head that okay, it might work out. And if it doesn't, all glory to God. I move into something else. I just want them to say I trust you and I support you. That's just for me.
Yeah, that shows.